so let's work on the mallet piece for your all-state audition. So we haven't really been able to do xylophones this year, have we? Because of COVID. So let's talk about how to correctly play a xylophone. Step number one is how to correctly hold the sticks. Now, if you play other percussion instruments, it's going to be the same. The same grip is used for drumsticks and any type of mallet that you're going to use for percussion. So you want to find about 4 inches from the back of the stick and pinch it. This is called a pinch grip. Your first finger sits on the stick right between the first and second knuckle, so right in that middle joint on the side, and then your thumb sits flat, and that's what pinches, and your other hand does the same. The other 3 fingers just gently relax on the stick. They don't squeeze. We don't want any squeezing or any tension, and the movement comes from your wrist. See how I'm moving my wrists? I'm not lifting my hands up and down. I'm moving my wrist. And you're going to get a lot of bounce that way, and that's what we want on xylophone, is lots of bounce. Sounds way better than, right? So lots of bounce. The other thing is, you've probably already figured this out, that your bars come off your xylophone, and so there's this indentation cut underneath right there. You want to hit right on the top of that. So if you just hit in the middle of the bars, you're going to nail it. So right there, you want to hit right in the middle. Sounds better than, it's a little bit of a better sound. So that's the most important things you actually do in the whole audition. If you don't do those 2 things, if you're not holding them correctly or hitting in the middle of the bars, you're going to lose so many points that you probably won't have a chance of making all state. So pay attention to your details. All right, so next thing is, let's talk about the metronome. I know you've heard of that before. You can download one for free on any device you have. There's tons of them in your app store, wherever you buy apps. Or you can even get one, I think metronome.com. You can get it on your desktop computer or just on the internet. All it does is keep the beat for you. Now our music says quarter note equals 115-130 BPM. BPM stands for beats per minute. So we're going to stick with 115. The tendency on this piece is to get too fast. So we're going to start it on the slower tempo, learn it at the slower tempo, and I wouldn't ever play it faster than that, just because, especially when you get nervous and your heart's beating fast, you tend to play faster. So, and then you just hit the play, and it just gives you a beat. And there's your beat to play your music with. So I'm gonna turn that off so you don't hear it in the thing, but you want to practice this with a metronome. And then the next thing, if you've noticed on your music, there's some L's and R's on the first line. I bet you know what those stand for already, don't you? Left and right. So they want you to do those exactly the way that's written, and I'll show you in a minute. The rest of the music does not have any L's and R's, but I will tell you this, they want you alternating your hands at all times. So right here, when you play C, 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 they do not want to C, and this is the wrong way to play a xylophone. While your left hand is just hanging out like, woohoo, I don't have anything to do. You have to use both hands at all times. So right, left, right, and just move them out of the way. You want to hit right in the middle of the bars. All right. Oh, so here we go. From the beginning. Now it starts with your left hand on a high C and your right hand on a G, and then your left hand goes to the low C. So you're going to have to do that starting with your hands crossed. So you're going to start right like this. Be careful not to hit the sticks together. And you've got to have your elbows nice and bent so you're not hitting the edge of the bars either. So elbows up. Most of the action is going to come from your wrists. So the beginning is, all right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so good luck.